What is up, YouTube? CoolStoryBrobat here, and I'm about to leave for work, but I figure I'm gonna keep the channel going by uploading a battle now. And even though Gen 6 is out, we keeps it real with this Gen 5 UU. And this is battle number, dang, I don't even remember. I don't care either right now. Focus. So, it's a battle I had with Trevor Ellis a couple nights ago. And I mean, I got like older battles in here that I should be uploading. I got a few tricks up my sleeve, but that's besides the point. This battle against my bro Trevor Ellis. He's pretty original and he's a pretty good UU player. He's like, well, he's self-proclaimed one of the best. I'm not gonna go all out in saying this, but at the same time I want to knock him because he is a really good player and he's been pretty high on the ladder. But that's besides the point. So he keeps it real with this kind of UU team going on here. I mean, let me explain my team. You remember that team I had with like Cobalion, Rotom-Heat, Zapdos, Roserade, Swampert, Blastoise, blah blah blah. This is basically that team, except I kind of quote-unquote updated it. Like, I wanted to make a new team with an old concept. Basically, I replaced Brobat with Xatu, replaced Blastoise with a Snorlax, replaced Roserade with a Shaymin, and bam, new team. But anyway, yeah, it's similar. It's pretty similar. Swords Dance Cobalion, I still kept it because that was the original concept. Even though there's cooler sets like Swords Dance, which everyone's on now, I keep it real. So, I got Scarf Xatu. I'm not gonna lie, I ripped this off a player who beat me. I ripped it, and it's so good sometimes. But it gets the job done. Specs Rotom-Heat. Yeah, on the old team, Rotom used to be Scarf, but now he is Specs. Wheaties, physically defensive Swampert has not changed. Stays the same. Shaymin, SubSeed Shaymin is a beast. I'm telling you, SubSeed is where the goodness is at. No, it's not the Life Orb set. It's the SubSeed set that will be ruining teams, and especially defensive Snorlax. Rick Ross can't hold my snacks. His team, well, obviously he's got to have a spinner because he's using a Shedinja, keeping it real. Walls Kingdra, LOL, and Raikou. I mean, Shedinja can like wall a few weird select sweepers and completely force them out, but at the same time, I mean, it is a Shedinja. He has like 1 health. He's got his own Brobat line. Sub Swords Dance, I'm pretty positive. Spinner Blastoise. He gets mad respect for using Piloswine. I freaking love that guy. I love that guy, man. I love Piloswine. Cold bacon. Chandelure. I'm thinking he's either Specs or he's Flame Orb Trick. Don't ever underestimate the potential of a Flame Orb Trick Chandelure when you're the bum using a Snorlax. I'm telling you, it can be real. And his Flagon, I'm pretty sure it's either Band or Scarf, because that's the only one. Most likely Scarf, because he doesn't have any other Scarfer on his team. But anyway, let's begin, because we gotta get this done real quick. So, he leads off with his Piloswine. I lead off with Shaymin, expecting the Piloswine lead. Hit him with the Seed Flare, and it doesn't even kill it. Just a testament to how bulky Eviolite Piloswine is. And I got a text message, but I'm going to ignore it. So, he withdraws it. I only get hit with Icicle Spear twice, fortunately. So, Shaymin manages to tank it. He switches into Chandelure. I go for Rotom-Heat, predicting like Flame Orb Trick or something. But he goes for Will-O-Wisp, and then switches out. So, you know, that's kind of unorthodox. But that, at the same time, tells me he's like Specs with Will-O-Wisp. Don't underestimate that. Look, he just showed he is Specs with Will-O-Wisp. I went for Overheat on a Chandelure because I knew he'd have to switch. Like, some told me he'd try to go back in a Piloswine to stop the electric move. But, yeah, anyway, back to this now. This dude basically tricked me as Specs and burnt my Snorlax. I switched in Oven Mitts on the Fire Blast, which barely 3-hit KOs it, but he outspeeds, kills me with Shadow Ball. I was hoping I would have outsped, but I guess I lost it that time. I send in Brobat line to revenge kill. He switches into Blastoise, physically defensive. He can take a Stone Edge pretty easily. So I send in Boing, my Xatu. And why I went for Xatu instead of Shaymin, I actually expected him to go for Toxic, I'm not gonna lie. I figured he'd use Toxic just to try to keep Shaymin at bay. And like I said, I'm Scarf Xatu with U-Turn. So I used U-Turn on the switch, so he doesn't know I'm Scarfed because he switched when I went for it. So I'm bringing in Brobat line again just to threaten the Chandelure because that thing is honestly pretty dangerous. But he switches in Blastoise again, and I go for Xatu once more. And this time, I'm gonna, in anticipation of Shedinja to wall my U-Turn, because I don't think he realizes I'm choiced, I go for Heat Wave, and it looks stupid for both of us, because he's using Toxic and I stayed in. He didn't expect it. I use Heat Wave again on his Flagon, and obviously he's not going to do much as a Flygon. So I kind of sack Snorlax here because he's useless anyway. And the damage output tells me he's using Bandit Flygon. Okay, so I bring in Shaymin, set up a substitute. I'm expecting him to switch out because, you know, like, what the heck? It's SubSeed Shaymin. I got HP Ice. That should scare you. No, it doesn't scare him, though. So, of course, he brings in Shedinja after I do all that. And then he switches back into Chandelure on the Leech Seed. So, pretty much now, Shaymin's about to set up and cause a little bit of havoc to his team. I set up a substitute because I know I'm always going to outspeed this thing since he, you know, it's just Chandelure. He's slow as crap to an extent. My substitute is he went for Shadow Ball. Wait, no, crap. What did I do? No, I substitute went for Shadow Ball. He broke my sub. I was thinking he would have switched out, but I knew he wasn't going to. Wait, no, what am I saying, dude? Screw it, you saw what happened. So I bring in Wheaties as he brings in his Cobalion and sets up a substitute on me. And I know I'm gonna have to set up rocks. I'm not gonna try to break his sub. I do carry Roar, so I'm gonna Roar to phase out his substitute because I do not want this thing setting up and wrecking my team. And go figure, it brings in Shedinja. So unfortunately his Shedinja's potential was wasted this game. But there's nothing he really could have set up on because everything on my team has a move to kill Shedinja one way or another anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So Bandit Flygon kills off Swampert with U-turn. He brings in his Brobat once again. And I go for Xatu because Scarfed Heat Wave. But he predicts it. Somehow he knew. He knew I was Scarfed. And he switched in Chandelure. And I'm walled by it, so I gotta switch back out. Sack Shaymin. I didn't want to do it. It was a hard decision, but I had to think about it for a while. I figured Shaymin wasn't going to be much useful since everything else outsped it or speed tied at the worst. Hint, hint, Flygon. So, yeah. So I bring in Brobat, and I know he's banded, so I can outspeed him and kill him with the close combat. I'm surprised it actually KO'd him from that range, but that's good enough for me. I win the speed tie, and that is good game, Trevor Ellis. It could have gone either way. Oh, wait, no, he's at 1%. Crap, I didn't even see that. Whoops. So, even if he won the speed tie by this point, at +2, I have Scarf Xatu, so it would have killed him anyway. But yeah, that is good game, Trevor Ellis. If I didn't win that speed tie the first time with close combat, though... Well, actually, no. Because even if he went for his own close combat, I would have lived it just the same way he lived mine. And then it wouldn't have done him any good because... because he would have been weakened enough for Scarf Xatu to take it out. The only way he could have won is if I missed Heat Wave afterwards. That's about it. But anyway, that is good game, Trevor Ellis. It was a pretty tight game. Pretty, I mean, it's actually pretty good to see myself battle against a high-ranking player and there not be any major instances of hacks on either side for real. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. He's a good guy. Makes cool teams and whatnot. I'm about to head out for work, so thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite. I am out of here.